Our planet is a tapestry of breathtaking diversity. We are drawn to the vibrant pulse of life in its rainforests, a symphony of millions of species thriving under a dense green canopy. We marvel at the immense mysterious power of its oceans, their deep blues concealing worlds we are only just beginning to understand. These are the faces of Earth we know and celebrate, the realms of abundance. But then, there are the deserts, sprawling, silent, and seemingly sterile. Vast, empty canvases of sand and sky that stretch to an infinite horizon. For centuries, human history has painted them as places of endings, formidable barriers that test the limits of endurance. They are the blank spaces on our mental map of the world, landscapes defined not by what they have but by what they appear to lack. Here, life appears to cling on by a thread, a desperate struggle against the relentless sun and wind. The silence is so profound it feels like a presence in itself. We believe we understand this simplicity, this stark equation of heat, sand, and scarcity. We've labeled them wastelands, assuming their stories are as barren as their surface. But what if that stark simplicity is a grand illusion? A carefully constructed facade hiding a truth of unimaginable complexity? What if the silence isn't an absence of sound but the quiet hum of a world hidden from view? What if the emptiness is not empty at all but waiting to be discovered? What if, buried deep beneath the shifting dunes and the sun-scorched earth, there lies not just a secret but a legacy, a discovery so profound it could rewrite the very origins of human civilization and redefine our place in the universe, a secret that has been protected by the desert's harsh embrace for millennia. These seas of sand are not voids, they are archives, the planet's great keepers of secrets. Every grain is a time capsule, a fragment of a mountain that no longer stands, a remnant of an ocean long since vanished. The wind whispers tales of forgotten epics. But this is more than a geological story. Somewhere within this immense library of time, a chapter of our own history has been deliberately buried, waiting for us to find the key. The mission was born from a whisper, a faint anomaly detected by orbital satellites, a gravitational distortion deep beneath the Australian outback that defied all geological models. To investigate such a mystery, you need a special kind of person, not an adventurer seeking fame or fortune, but a seeker of knowledge, driven by insatiable curiosity. A hand-picked team was assembled, the best in their fields. Leading them was Dr. Eris Thorne, a geologist whose hands could read the history of a rock like a blind man reads Braille. His reputation for deciphering the Earth's secrets was legendary. Alongside him, Dr. Lena Petrova, an astrophysicist tasked with understanding the strange energy signatures. Her work dealt with the theoretical, now brought to bear on a mystery buried deep in the Earth. Their destination, a remote sector of the Great Sandy Desert, a vast, circular basin, a geological scar so ancient it predated most life on the continent. The local indigenous people had a name for it: the Sunken Eye. A place of powerful stories, a forbidden zone they believed was a gateway to another world, a place not meant for mortals. The convoy of rugged all-terrain vehicles kicked up clouds of red dust, a plume visible for miles, the only sign of human life in this untouched landscape. As they pushed deeper, the sun became a relentless hammer, beating down with an intensity that warped the air into a shimmering mirage. Out here, the silence is a physical thing, a pressure on the eardrums. It's a silence that feels ancient and watchful. But they had not come unprepared. Their equipment was the pinnacle of modern science, ground-penetrating radar that could paint a picture of the world a mile beneath their feet, sensitive magnetometers to map the strange magnetic fields, and a deep-core drill to retrieve samples from the heart of the anomaly. Every sensor was focused on one goal: to see what lay hidden inside the Sunken Eye. Upon arrival at the Sunken Eye, a wide, shallow basin that looked like a scar on the face of the Earth, the team felt a palpable shift. Back in the mobile command center, Dr. Thorne watched the data stream in, his screen slowly building a three-dimensional map of the subterranean world. But then, it happened. A flicker on the screen. An anomaly. The stratigraphy is inverted. The older layers are on top of the younger ones. "I have something," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "A faint but stable energy signature. It has a structure, a rhythm, like a heartbeat." The decision was made. They had to go down. The team brought in their heavy equipment, a portable state-of-the-art core drill. Its diamond-tipped bit began its slow, grinding descent into the Earth. Every member of the team watched the monitors. Then, at a depth of 500 meters, the drill hit something that was not rock. The material was hard, harder than granite, but it had a metallic sheen. On the screen, they could all see it. A smooth, dark surface, etched with lines that formed a perfect, intricate lattice. It was manufactured. When the dust finally settled, and the remote cameras were lowered into the cavern they had created, the team fell silent. What they saw on the screens was impossible. Spread out below them was not just a structure, but a city. Vast, geometric buildings made of that same dark, metallic material stretched into the gloom. The architecture was unlike anything human. There were no doors, no windows. The buildings were seamless, elegant spires and sweeping curves. It was a silent, alien metropolis buried a half-kilometer beneath the Australian desert. This granite is over 1.5 billion years old. Kenji's instruments were now giving clear readings. The energy was not coming from a single point. It was a network. The entire city was a circuit. The energy readings grew stronger as the probes moved toward a massive central spire that dominated the subterranean skyline. This was the source. As the probe reached the base of the spire, it revealed an entrance. It was a perfect circle that shimmered, the air within it seeming to warp and distort. "It's a stable singularity," he whispered in disbelief. "A power source that draws energy from the very fabric of the universe. A technology so advanced, it bordered on magic." The news could not be contained. The initial reports were met with disbelief and ridicule, but then the data was released. The scientific community was thrown into frenzied analysis. Lab after lab confirmed the findings. The evidence was irrefutable. The world's headlines changed overnight. Humanity was collectively holding its breath. For energy scientists, it presented a holy grail, a clean, limitless power source. For biologists, it opened a terrifying and exhilarating new chapter in the story of life. What does it mean to be human if we are potentially the result of an ancient alien experiment? We were tenants in a house built by someone else. In the end, the discovery gave us a new perspective, a profound recalibration of our place in the cosmos. For our entire existence, from ancient myths to modern radio telescopes, we have looked up at the stars and asked the same fundamental question. Are we alone? We sent our messages out into the cosmic ocean, hoping for a reply, searching for any sign that we were not a solitary spark of consciousness in an indifferent void. And all that time the answer was not in the sky. It was right here, buried deep beneath our feet. The desert, a landscape we saw as a symbol of emptiness, was not a barrier, it was a looking glass. When we finally peered into it, it didn't reflect the stars, but a history far stranger. It reflected a past that wasn't our own, and in doing so, it showed us a future we could never have imagined. This discovery fundamentally changes our place in the universe. The Copernican revolution displaced us from the center of creation. This displaces us from the center of the story. We are no longer the lonely, intelligent species on a secluded rock, the sole protagonists of Earth's narrative. We are the second act. The stage was set long before we arrived, and now we walk onto it, trying to decipher the script left behind. The city itself remains utterly silent. Its purpose is a profound mystery, a puzzle box of impossible architecture and inert technology. The beings who built it are gone, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only their incredible world-spanning machine. This machine, the heart of the city, hums with a latent energy we cannot comprehend, a silent testament to a power that shaped this planet. The sands of the Great Desert will continue to shift, but it is no longer a place of emptiness. It is a place of pilgrimage, of wonder, a monument to the profound truth that we were not the first. The landscape itself has been transformed from a barren wasteland into a sacred archive, holding the greatest secret humanity has ever uncovered. We thought we were alone, and in a way, we still are. The silence from the stars remains unbroken, but we are no longer the first. We are inheritors. The past is never truly gone, it is merely sleeping, a silent giant beneath our feet, waiting for us to listen to the whispers beneath the sand. The question is no longer, are we alone? The question is, are we worthy of what we've found?